You pick up your phone to check one thing, just one. But when you look up, an hour is gone. You remember the scroll, not a single thing you saw. The scary part, you didn't decide to forget. You were trained to. When was the last time you closed an app and actually felt awake? What if your memory isn't broken? It's being rewritten. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll see how distraction rewires your brain and how to take it back. Ever notice how hard it is to remember simple things lately? Evan used to remember everything. Movie lines, dumb inside jokes, stories his friends told at 2 a.m. Now he can't even recall what he ate for breakfast. He scrolls through hundreds of faces, thousands of clips, but none of them stick. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you grip, the faster it slips away. He's not alone. Every day, millions of minds drown in content, 10 seconds at a time. We built a world where remembering is rebellion, where silence feels awkward, where every thought fights to survive inside the same noisy feed. Ever felt that fog after scrolling, that buzzing emptiness in your head? That's not you being lazy, that's your brain gasping for stillness. We're not losing focus. We're losing the thread that makes life feel connected. If you've ever closed an app and couldn't recall a single post you saw, type "me" in the comments. Let's see how many of us are caught in the same fog. Here's what nobody tells you. Your brain's not failing. It's obeying. Every scroll, every notification, every new thing releases dopamine, the molecule of chase, not meaning. Dopamine rewards motion, not memory. So your brain learns one rule: forget faster, seek more. That's why you feel full, but empty, buzzing, but blank, excited, but exhausted. Psychologists call it context collapse. When your brain can't tell where one thought ends and another begins. Imagine trying to write a book while someone's tearing out the pages as you type. That's your memory? Online? We don't forget because we're weak. We forget because everything around us was built to erase. You think you're scrolling freely, but you're inside a forgetting machine. Each flick of your thumb is a tiny neural coin toss, delete or keep. And every time you choose new, your brain learns that old doesn't matter. What's the last thing you actually remember from your feed this week? A video, a sound, a face, or just motion? The feed is endless for a reason. You're not addicted to information. You're addicted to possibility. That's dopamine's cruel trick. It never gives satisfaction, only pursuit. Every swipe whispers, maybe the next one will mean something. But meaning never comes from next. It comes from staying. We used to sit through a whole song. Now 15 seconds feels long. We used to reread the same story. Now we skip summaries of books we'll never read. And in that speed, something breaks. You forget how to linger, how to dwell, how to let a thought breathe before chasing another. That's not impatience. That's conditioning. You don't crave content. You crave closure. And the feed was built to deny it. If that line hit you, pause for one breath right now. Just one. See how long a single moment can feel when you stop chasing the next one. What if forgetting isn't a bug in your brain, but a feature being exploited? Here's the secret no one told you. Memory isn't a hard drive. It's a story. It doesn't record. It connects. It turns chaos into meaning. That's why you remember moments, not data. The first kiss, the sound of your old sneakers on wet pavement, the face of someone you loved, long after you've forgotten their words. Emotion is the ink of memory, but our digital world broke that rhythm. Now we live in fragments, quick hits, 10-second highs, endless novelty. When everything matters, nothing sticks. Evan walks through floating shards, laughter, cat videos, faces. Each flickers, then dissolves into mist. He reaches out, but the moment fades before his hand touches it. When you forget what you consume, you start consuming yourself. Our memories are how we know who we are. When we forget what shaped us, we forget ourselves. Have you ever scrolled through your camera roll and realized you don't remember actually living those moments? Comment if that hit you. That's not nostalgia. That's your brain begging for continuity, for something to tie your moments together again. Memory is like the tide. It rises only when the noise falls. You don't have to try harder to remember. You have to stop trying to remember everything. When you stop forcing your brain to capture every clip, it finally remembers what matters. Evan sits in silence. No screens, no soundtrack, just breath. And suddenly, small things return. The way sunlight moved across his childhood desk. The rain against the bus window. The laugh he thought he'd forgotten. Because memory isn't a file you retrieve, it's a place you return to. Stillness isn't the absence of progress. It's the space where your mind comes home. If you've ever felt that quiet moment after chaos, that strange calm when you finally put the phone down, that's your brain saving itself. Comment below if you've felt that lately. The truth is, your brain loves rhythm, not productivity, not pressure. Rhythm, moments of focus, moments of rest. That's how memories are made. Every pause is a save signal to your neurons. Every deep breath reconnects the thread that's been torn. You don't remember what you rush through. You remember what you rest in. Maybe remembering isn't about holding on tighter. Maybe it's about slowing down enough to let life hold you. So, what if the cure to distraction isn't focus, but rhythm? If your brain can be trained to forget, it can be trained to remember. The question isn't how to escape the noise. It's how to process it. You don't need to delete your apps. You need to digest them. Every 10 minutes of noise, give your brain 1 minute of silence. That pause activates something powerful. The default mode network, the quiet system that stitches experience into meaning. It's your brain's save button, and almost no one presses it anymore. Your brain doesn't need less information. It needs more stillness. When you stop chasing the next thing, your mind starts remembering the right things. You stop reacting and start reflecting. You stop absorbing noise and start creating space. That's not boredom. That's healing. That's memory returning. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat in silence? Not because you were sad, but because you were finally okay being alone with your own thoughts. Comment just 1 minute if you've done that lately. There comes a moment when you finally face yourself. No filters, no feed, just you. And the reflection that's been waiting beneath the noise. Evan stands before a mirror. Not blue light, but morning light. For the first time, he doesn't see the distracted version. He sees the original one. The kid who used to dream before he scrolled. The human being underneath the algorithm. We treat self-improvement like addition. Learn more, do more, be more. But remembering who you are starts with subtraction. Forget what the feed told you to be. Remember what it felt like to just be you. Don't find yourself online. You uncover yourself in the silence that follows. When's the last time you looked in the mirror and actually saw yourself, not your reflection? Maybe the real challenge isn't to learn how to remember more, but to forget less of what matters. One day, you'll wish you could remember this version of you, the one who stopped running, the one who finally took control again. You're not broken. You're just overloaded. Every breath between scrolls, every pause before a tap is your brain coming home. That silence you keep avoiding, it isn't emptiness, it's recovery. It's the sound of your mind breathing again. The silence between scrolls is where your mind remembers who you are. Think about it. When was the last time you just existed? No multitasking, no noise, just presence. Maybe you don't need another motivation video. Maybe you just need to remember what being human feels like. You don't need a new app to fix your focus. You need a new rhythm. It starts with one pause, one breath, one memory that matters, because the opposite of distraction isn't focus. It's connection. Connection to what you love, to what you believe, to who you are. Focus isn't about fighting distractions. It's about remembering what deserves your attention. If you've ever felt lost in the noise, Type, "I'm remembering," in the comments. Because you are. You're not losing your mind. You're just coming home to it.